Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Joanna Griffiths. She's the founder and CEO of Knix. We're going to take a look at female entrepreneurship, fundraising, and sustainability in the fashion industry, particularly the area of intimates. It's great to have you with us on site, and I've covered a lot of stuff as it relates to business. This is the first time we're taking a look at sustainability as it relates to the fashion industry. Great timing. Davos is going on now if you're catching it live. Fashion industry is responsible for a significant amount of global carbon emissions.
It is. It's about 10%, and it's also the second highest contributor to landfills as well, fast fashion.
Yeah, I mean, clearly global travel and fashion production also.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of things to do with the supply chain, and then I think we came out of a phase where it was all about fast fashion, it was all about buying things at the moment, and now we're seeing a shift into mindful consumerism. So people wanting to buy less and have them last longer and serve more multifunctional kind of purposes in their lives.
I mean, we have an H&M right on the corner to the south of us, so certainly know what you mean about that, turning that fashion over quickly. Now, the intimates industry, this is interesting, going to be worth nearly $11.5 billion by 2025.
Yeah, the great thing about underwear is almost everyone wears it. So, yeah, so it is a fast-growing category, and I think you're finally seeing a lot of innovation within the category, a lot of great female-run companies. And I think that Knix is one of them. We've really been leading the charge in terms of product innovation and creating these products that are hyper versatile and sort of can be worn for a bunch of different purposes, which also ties back to sustainability.
Yeah, and it's also a great time too because we're hearing about legacy brands like a Victoria's Secret, for example, which hasn't evolved the business where it's not a one-size-fits-all runway model, and sustainability has not been a big part of that conversation. So when you start to see sustainability and lingerie and intimates available for everyone, that's a great time to step into this.
It is, definitely. There's a couple initiatives we've done that I'm really proud of. So the first one is called our Positive Returns Program. So if a customer orders a product from us online and let's say it doesn't fit, we actually enable her to donate it to a women's shelter. So instead of those products ending up in landfills or in the garbage, it's going to a person who really, really needs it. So through that program, we donated over 30,000 bras last year. So as a company that sells an item every 6 seconds now, this actually can have a really big impact. The other area is the first product that we actually launched with is leak-proof underwear. So it's a reusable alternative to disposable pads and panty liners. And that's a huge contributor to landfill as well. And so, we've been at the charge of that category for the last 6 years. That's going to be a $400 million category by 2023. This didn't even exist 5 years ago. And being a leader within this space, we're now pushing actually for regulation as well, so that consumers can really have peace of mind as to how are these products made, what's going into them, what am I putting next to my skin, and having sort of confidence and peace of mind as this is an emerging category.
That's so interesting that you say that because I wonder if cloth diapers will become a trend again because disposables.
I think they totally will. I think you're starting to see a shift where it's just, I have a 9-month-old and it's a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's funny, those seem like small things, but if we all did them, it would have a really, really big impact on the environment and on our future.
Yeah, I mean, we just, at Nasdaq, January 1st, we have no more disposables in our kitchens across the globe. We all have our own cups and plates now, and it's amazing to see the how much less we contribute to our garbage, even just less than a month. But let's get back into female entrepreneurship because you are in a high barrier to entry business, and there are very well-established intimate brands out there. Tell us what that process was like.
I think in the early days, especially coming out with a product that hadn't existed before, where there wasn't a proven market, it was challenging. 2013, when I launched the company, the investment community was still very much male-dominated, and oftentimes when I would pitch the business, you sort of would get a focus group of one. So the partner might say, let me ask my associate or my secretary or my wife or my sister what they thought of this product. Now that we're more established, I think our track record is speaking for itself. Obviously there's product market fit, and so, but certainly when you're first getting started, I think it can be a real challenge. What I love though is that I think you're seeing so many incredible female founders that are starting companies and businesses that solve real problems that often have been overlooked. And that they're really taking a stand for sort of what it is that women need.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I've had a number of sustainability companies on, and the majority of them have been women, especially in the travel space. What's the fundraising process like? That has to be incredibly stressful.
Yeah. It's a full-time job in and of itself, which I think that people don't necessarily realize. Every day you have to put kind of like your battle face on and be ready for a lot of feedback around your category and what it is that you're doing. But it's highly competitive and rightfully so. I think a lot of companies can be created and can emerge, but there's only so many that rise to the top. There's only so many that we're going to see on the ticker. You know what I mean? And so, you really have to know your business. You really have to know your numbers. You have to have a strong plan, a fantastic team. And then you have to sell investors on what it is, on your vision and your dream, and why you're the best one to do it.
Yeah, we'll have to see if KNIX is available for a Nasdaq ticker. All right, to wrap up here, what does the future look like in terms of growth?
For us, we're hoping to grow 50% this year. So right now we're selling a product every 6 seconds. So let's cut that guy in half. And we just recently expanded into retail stores, so we'll be expanding our retail footprint as well this year.
Oh, that's really interesting to hear the brick and mortar versus just everything online. So you're finding success in brick and mortar.
We are. We just launched our first 2 stores back in Q4, and they're performing really well. So it'll be part of our strategy going forward.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.